you guys? Welcome back into iHeartRadio's official wrestling podcast, the Battleground Podcast. It is Battle, and here's something that's really cool because WWE Friday Night SmackDown is returning to the KFC Yum Center on Friday, June 7th. You don't want to miss out on seeing your favorite WWE superstars live, including my favorites, who is on the show with us right now. AJ Styles joins the show. Sir, how are you doing today?
Look at those.
Ooh.
That's how good I'm doing. No,
flexing them. All right.
Here's something that I didn't do because this is kind of a full circle moment for me. First of all, let me start by saying my 7-year-old wanted me to let you know that he is a big fan of yours. He told me to bring this with me during this interview.
It's a good-looking guy there.
And of course, we have a little tribute to AJ Styles behind us.
I appreciate that.
Your X Division title, and I want to go back in the DeLorean real quick and show an old photo of me and one AJ Styles from old school days.
God, the duck face, and you're just a little kid.
And I'm just a little kid there, and that was the old pay-per-view Wednesday nights here in Nashville. Every week, and now I get to show you this photo because it's fun to show off. So, thank you for coming on the show today, and so let's just dive right into it. WWE is hot as it's ever been. What's the backstage atmosphere been like over the last 2 years, and is the energy backstage matching what we have been seeing on TV?
100%. I mean, we're having a good time. I mean, honestly, listen, as bad as COVID was for everybody, and we not having fans, we're enjoying having those fans back, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I know it's been a while, but like when you experience that, I'll never forget going, wow, I really, really, really miss, the fans being there because we feed off their energy. And trust me, things hurt a lot worse when the fans aren't there. So I think we're just enjoying every second. And listen, when we have fun, the fans have fun. When the fans have fun, we have fun.
Yeah,
we're having fun.
Yeah.
And you can see that playing out on TV as well. I mean, it's better than it has. Like you said, I mean, with COVID, it was one of those weird things where it's like, what's going on? And of course, like you said, you feed off the crowd, and it's kind of hard to feed off of a crowd on a TV screen.
Yeah, no, it sucks, dude. There's no way about it. It sucked.
Well, getting into the action, we just came off the Elimination Chamber, which was in Perth, Australia. You definitely made your presence known during the men's chamber match, directing some fury at Mr. LA Knight there. What message were you sending while you were at Perth? And I mean, where do we go from here?
Stay out of my business. Anybody who steps in my way is going to get hurt. I'm done doing the right thing. I'm going to do my thing. That's what I'm going to do from here on out. And if you get in my way, I'm going to have to hurt you. It's not even about winning anymore. I'm just going to hurt you. I'm going to make it where you don't even want to be in the same ring as me anymore because you're going to get hurt.
Yeah. And you have a track record of doing your own thing and being very successful at it. So,
well, thank you. Well, and listen, the thing is with LA Knight, I would at least have been in the Elimination Chamber had he not, came down to commentate for some reason and then poured water on me and then gets, I get pushed into him, had McIntyre beat, but then, of course, LA Knight jumps up as if he didn't know what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, you could say I'm dedicated. I flew 22 hours just to beat the piss out of him with a steel chair and then give him the Styles Clash on the steel chair.
Exactly. And it was a sight to see for sure. And, we're on the road to WrestleMania, which is, crazy to think just over a month away. Describe the excitement of leading up to the biggest event in the year. And do you have like a favorite, event during Mania season, Mania weekend that you've been a part of?
Man, it's a busy week for us, man. When Mania is around, everybody's staying busy. I mean, we're enjoying the process because that's what it's all about. But it's almost one of those things you're exhausted every day, from media and then, leading up to WrestleMania, whether you're going to be on night 1 or night 2. Don't get me wrong. It's great. It's great, but it'll wear you out. So
yeah. The only Mania I've been able to go to was New Orleans 2018 when you and Shinsuke fought, and it was still the one-day event. I was tired for like 4 days after.
Well,
I mean,
it's one of those things with a one-day event. It was such a long day. It was ridiculous.
So long.
And now we're doing 2 days, and hopefully that means not as many matches, not as much time as you guys are sitting in the sun a lot of times making. It's kind of unpleasant. So, but also there's that, well, it's 2 days. It's not 1 day. It's as special as it used to be.
It out.
But it has its pros and its cons. And at the end of the day, we're giving everybody a chance to hopefully be seen and have one of the, a spectacular match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Actually, I tried to find this before the talk, but life gets in the way. But actually, speaking of that WrestleMania, I was at the post, like, I don't want to call them posters. They're almost like flags. They're on the post around town.
Yeah.
I have one with you on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, someone took it down, threw it on eBay for like $100. I was like, I'll buy that for $100. So I've got that somewhere. It's like a 12.
Well, hey, the next time we're in a city, I'm gonna shimmy up a pole and just start taking them down. I'm gonna sell them on eBay.
Why not, man? Yeah.
Right. If that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Anybody who works for the city, they could just take them down.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, not to bring up a negative subject, but going back to a Mr. LA Knight, one of the biggest stories of 2023 was kind of his ascension from the background to the whatever you want to call it, foreground. You two have worked together in some places previously. What are your thoughts on his popularity and kind of, getting his time in the spotlight? And do you think he's a world champion material?
You got to respect what he's been through to get to where he's at. I've been there, done that. I know exactly how it feels for someone not to believe in you. And all you need is a chance.
Yep.
And he got his chance. And now, people don't stop saying, yeah. He could throw a punch or a kick. We're going to hear yes. Mm-hmm. So kudos to him for us hanging in there and getting the job done when I know there's frustration there. So all right, that's it. That's it. I'm not saying any more good things about him. That's it.
We're just going to leave that as the way it is. Somebody, that we've looked around on the internet. There's a lot of rumors swirling around about a certain somebody that very well, very, very well, possibly coming over to WWE. If, Tama Tonga was to show up in WWE, what do you think somebody like him could bring to the roster, to WWE as a brand?
Well, I think that sky's the limit. This guy can get after it. I know how good Tama is. So the fact that he may be coming over would be awesome. I was hoping that he'd come over a long time ago, but he didn't have any interest back then. So if there's interest now, he's making the right decision.
Yeah. And it seems like right now, like we've said earlier, WWE is hotter than ever. I mean, you can't scroll through social media without seeing some sort of WWE content. And of course, now you've got WWE heading to Netflix. And it's just a great time. And what do you think, I guess, as a whole for WWE going to Netflix? What do you think that does for the company?
I wish more guys who I think would do well in WWE, who may have been afraid as far as past things have happened with Vince being there. I wish that they would understand that WWE is in this for the long run. Mm-hmm. We're talking about 10 years on Netflix, possibly 20 years, that's a long time. We're not going anywhere. And the fact that you can come here and you can have a job, as long as you can produce or for as long as you want it, and depending where you're from, man, you could reach out to other countries. So I wish more guys would understand this. We are not just in the United States of America. We're not just in England. We are global. We're even bigger now than we've ever been. Mm-hmm. Places that we weren't able to go, now we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wish they could see that and know that, like, listen, this isn't the same WWE that Vince was in charge of. Like, I really believe that Triple H looks at some, our talent and go, all right, let's get them better, or let's find ways to bring out the best in them rather than show off the worst. Because a lot of those guys and girls, when they got released from WWE, it crushes them.
Yeah.
And I never understood why we want to do something like that. And rather than just, okay, let's send them back in NXT. They just need a little bit more work or something like that. But being released, it'll crush you. And I don't want to see people, their lives being ruined because of a job. At the end of the day, it's just a job. But still, it's something they've worked for their whole life. And then when you're told you're not good enough, man, that sucks. But it's not the way it is these days. Not with Triple H in charge. I think he's doing a great job of making everyone feel important.
Yeah. And you've seen it across the backstage shows have been more up. I mean, NXT's more, like, everything has just been kind of rising. So we don't want to take up too much of your time. We would be remiss if we didn't mention an old running buddy of yours, Sting, the WWE Hall of Famer. He's hanging up his boots this weekend. You guys shed a ton of blood, sweat, and tears in TNA. What words or accolades, maybe, kind of giving him his flowers, would you pass along to the
Oh man, they say never meet your heroes. I got to meet one of mine. Obviously it was Sting, and he is such a great guy. Like, he's a nice guy, has always been a nice guy. And man, it just made my day to meet somebody like that who I admired so much and enjoyed watching. So he has definitely earned his time in pro wrestling, and man, he went a lot longer than I'm going to.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that he gets to end on his terms and not someone else's. When you go out on an injury, that's not the way you want to go out. So for him to end it when he wants to end it, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know we don't want to take up too much of your time, because I know you got to plan of beating LA Knight even more.
That's right.
Recently at Elimination Chamber. And here's the last question, where we turn to robots to ask this question. We turn to Chat GPT to ask AJ Styles a question. And the robot came up with, if you were to have a tag team partner from the animal kingdom, who would it be and why? Also, would you trust a giraffe to execute the perfect phenomenal forearm?
I don't trust a giraffe to freaking springboard. He's too tall. He's going to screw it. Tall guys can't springboard very well. Most of them. They are some. So he would really struggle. But I would I'd probably find like a cat, could be the king of the jungle, a lion, right?
Mm-hmm.
To do his business. They're agile. They can get after it. Probably one of the stronger animals in the kingdom. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. Chat GPT.
We can see what Ernest Miller's up to.
Yeah, he was the cat. He's not the lion. Yeah. So there's that.
There's that. Well,
we can get King from Tekken. How's that?
There you go. That's a good one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of video games, real quick before I want to let you go, your ratings dropped this year from last year. How does that make you feel? Like, how does ratings in video games?
Well, listen. It just goes to show they really don't have any idea what they're really rating. But I would say if they're rating this on 2023, I was gone most of the year. So I get it. Now I'm going to kick some freaking tail in 2024. So my rating better be up, or I'm going to freaking be really mean to them. They're gonna turn into my LA Knight.
Yeah, there you
go. Being a gamer, that it affects my ego a little bit. So we got to straighten things up.
Absolutely. Well, we'll make sure that they straighten things up for you. We'll start like a hashtag on Twitter, because it seems that if you start a hashtag on Twitter for WWE superstars, it seems to happen. So
really?
Hashtag AJ Styles 99 and see if that works out.
Yeah, I don't need a 99. I'll take a 91. That's all. Let me finish 2024, and then you can decide whether. And yeah, I better look better too. I've been working.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we get out there. Well, AJ, it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. You talk about not meeting your heroes. Well, I got to sort of meet you through the camera, and it's an honor and a privilege to talk to you and come full circle.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
All right, guys. Take care.